Hello, everyone, and welcome to this full moon and Sagittarius reading. My name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension, and this is a collective reading. Doesn't matter your sign or what you're into or any of that. This is going to be for our full moon. It's going to be on June 11th. So let's get into it. It's a full moon in Sagittarius. What I like to do for my full moon, new moon readings, I like to get my Moonology deck, find the full moon card we're looking for and see what cards are around it. To me, that is letting me know what it is what other energies are kind of encompassing this full moon. And then we have this glow in the dark tarot that for me, I like to use it for like what we're releasing, maybe the blockages, fears, like the shadow. And then we have the light worker deck. So then we'll tap into the light and what we're bringing into this full moon. So let's see what we got going on. I will say, while I was shuffling, a lot of the cards coming out were like getting out of your comfort zone, things aren't set in stone. And that's really what this full moon in Sagittarius to me is all about. Because Sagittarius is a very adventurous, exciting, kind of challenging the status quo a bit of a sign. And the full moon is about releasing, having gratitude, kind of taking things in stock based on, what it is we wanted to manifest for the new moon and all that. So we'll see what's coming out here. We've got these cards here. Okay, so we have full moon in Sagittarius is look at the bigger picture. Absolutely. So to me, that's about understanding that while we may want to go with our routines and follow what we know, sometimes seeing things in a bigger perspective allows us to, just approach things differently, get out of our comfort zones and things like that. So I feel like this is a big time of just seeing the bigger picture, getting out of your comfort zone, allowing yourself to look at something in a different perspective. Okay. And then we have waxing crescent moon. Have faith in your dreams. I've always liked this card just because it's got the little flowers and butterflies. Very cute. But yeah, I feel like this is in regards to something we've been working on, right? Whatever it is that you've been focused on, really driven about, I think that this is a time to challenge you to approach it in a new way. I haven't been doing that with my readings and my business, honestly, like not waiting for things, for circumstances to be perfect and aligned, but having faith to do something maybe a little scared or a little unprepared or just in a different way, not knowing how is this going to land, And then we have meditate and contemplate with new moon in Pisces here. So I don't know when the last new moon in Pisces was. Looks like it was February 27th. So maybe some things that were happening in February, beginning of March, comes full circle at this full moon in June. But I feel like this is a moment of just not letting your fears get the best of you, but allowing yourself time to pause and reflect, meditate on something. Because at the end of the day, Spirit is highly supportive in whatever dreams, goals, aspirations you have. So there's no need to stay in a comfort zone or, just do what it is that you think or works, because you're allowed to explore. You're allowed to, cross boundaries and do things in a different way. Like you are supported in that. So that's fierce. I like that. We're going to read a bit about the full moon in Sagittarius. I'm going to read out of the book for this. So let's get like the full scope of what's going on here. Okay. So it says, look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. Are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting over, I'm just going to say details. I'm not sure what this word is. It's minutiae. Fretting over details can be counterproductive, or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the bigger picture. What do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now is the time to count your blessings, even if you don't yet have exactly what you need. I like that because, in my own experience with my business, my YouTube channel, obviously there's certain places I want to be with it, certain goals I want to reach. Like I would love to be monetized on YouTube and all that good stuff. But I am reflecting on how where I'm at now is something that I when I first started this, I would have never believed I would have gotten here. You know what I mean? And part of that is, doing more classes, doing more events, having more one-on-one clients and things like that. So while there's other avenues and ways I want to grow even more, I can recognize how I've already grown so much. So it's like that thing people say, like, remember where you're at right now is what you prayed for. Sometimes whenever you're so focused on the next goal, the next goal, the next goal, you fail to realize, well, where I'm at right now is a huge accomplishment for me in and of itself. So it feels like we're just being a little bit more present and just having more gratitude, which I like. This card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. I like that. Attuned to the moon, it says take time out for a mini break or adventure. Absolutely. Sagittarius is all about adventure. So maybe you guys go on a little trip, go on a full-blown vacation, or just exploring a part of the city you live in now that you're not always exploring. Like to me, I'd like to find a new trail or, little nature scene to hang out at. That'd be cool. And it says additional meanings for this card. The situation may have come around because you've been distracted. Be confident without being overconfident to win the day. Have you shown that you care? If not, now is the time. Find a balance between speaking your mind and saying too much. And the teaching. The full moon in Sagittarius is a time when we are reminded that life is an adventure and there's a big wide world to see beyond our backyard. It's about having fun and being prepared to sail into uncharted territory. It's about big ideas versus the details. No matter when you draw this card, it encourages you to look at the bigger picture. I like it. So yeah, now is the time to not focus so much on the little details, the specifics, and being comfortable in knowing that, okay, everything's ironed out, I'm going to be okay. This is a time to move forward with fear. Understanding that sometimes fear comes about to challenge us to go towards new things. It's a way of our body letting us know this is unfamiliar, but you don't have to stay stagnant because something's unfamiliar. You're allowed to push yourself. You're allowed to take risks, to take a leap. And that's what Spirit's encouraging right now. All right, I like it. So I'm gonna, let's set these up some way, somehow. Let's do it like that. Can you see that? Kind of. That works. I wonder if that will stay. Ooh, yeah. We are in business now. Cute. All right. I like it. Okay. Let's keep it moving and grooving. So we're going to get the glow in the dark deck to just kind of talk about the different fears, subconscious blockages, things like that that are coming up at this time to be cleared, to be acknowledged. So let's see what's going on. Okay, bottom of the deck, we do have the Two of Wands, exactly. It's either staying in your comfort zone or going out, right? The world is in your hands here. So this is all up to you. And see exactly with this guy, he may be thinking to himself, okay, well, if I want to travel, do I have everything I need? Am I able to get there? Am I going by myself? Who's going to go with me? Where am I going to go? Okay, and like for modern day, like, when I get to the airport, let me make sure I check my stuff. Let me make sure all my bags packed exactly how I need. And Spirit's saying, it's just about, do you want to explore or not? Because everything else will get figured out as you go along. So just make this one decision and then let your faith, let the universe have, more control over that. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have the Six of Cups, Three of Wands, or not the Three of Wands, Three of Cups, the Seven of Swords. So there could have been a situation in the past where maybe somebody, a group of people that you really trusted or had a lot of love for, they may have maybe backstabbed you or just shown you a side of them that you weren't expecting. And so maybe that's where a lot of this hesitation comes from, because you're like, well, the last time I put all my eggs in one basket, look what happened. But that doesn't have to be your story this time. We have the Sun, the Six of Wands, the Knight of Cups. Could be dealing with Leo here. But yeah, Spirit's saying if you follow your heart, there will be success there. It's time for you to be okay with being vulnerable. Yes, sometimes vulnerability can get you into some trouble, but that says more about these people than it says about you. Don't let the world turn you cold or scared or defensive because people didn't know how to treat your kindness and your love and your amazing qualities. Use that beautiful energy to make something beautiful happen for yourself. Okay? I like it. Okay, let's keep it moving and grooving. So let's just see what comes out. So Spirit, let's talk about the blockages, the shadows, the fears that are coming up to be cleared and acknowledged at this time for the collective, please and thank you. So let's see what we got going on here. Okay, that's crazy. We're not doing that. We're not doing that, Spirit. So absolutely. Okay. All right, we have the Three of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune. I'm telling you what, like Spirit is saying, yes, you're ready. It is fate, it is destiny, it is time to leave a comfort zone. And you see the Three of Wands, his back is turned toward us, saying he's moved on to bigger and better. He's looking at things in a new perspective, new horizons. It's time. You've learned all you needed to learn in a situation. There's no need for fear to hold you back. The Spirit is saying you're protected. You are being watched over. This is fate. This is destiny. It's time for you to move on to bigger and better, to seeing things in a new way, to going out of comfort zones. Like, I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's keep it moving and grooving. Yeah, with the Page of Pentacles, some of you guys may be literally traveling or moving or something like that. But the Page of Pentacles is all about starting a new journey and looking at things with more wonder. So yes, Spirit's saying like, yes, it can be very scary and uncomfortable. There's a little bug here. All right. There can be things that are scary and uncomfortable, but you can still look at things with excitement and wonder, kind of like how he's looking at that pentacle. Like, wow, all the, secrets it can hold, like kind of like that. But Spirit's saying, yes, it's uncomfortable, it's different, but you are ready. Like if we were here to be comfortable all the time, we'd be in heaven. You know what I mean? So if there's moments where there is discomfort bubbling up, don't think of it as like, oh no, I'm on the wrong path, I don't have what it takes. Think of it as, okay, this is a time for me to learn. This is a time for me to explore the unknown. Exploring the unknown is a very beautiful gift because not only do you get to know more about yourself, but you become more confident in those moments where you have to learn and explore to gain some sort of clarity on something. Be okay with being scared, because sometimes that's the exact energy you need to go towards new beginnings, to challenge yourself. And it's normal to be scared, by the way. Like if you were totally, it's like starting a new school. As a kid, like obviously it's nerve-wracking and uncomfortable, and it's normal to feel that way in uncomfortable situations and new situations. So it's not like you're supposed to go towards it and be like, I'm totally confident and I feel like I can take on the world. If you do, that's great. But if you don't, that's totally normal as well. So don't let that that discomfort make you think that you're not ready or that you shouldn't be somewhere. Yeah, we've got the King of Wands here, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries energy. So exactly. Spirit's letting us know, like, we need to embody the King of Wands energy more with this situation. The King of Wands is someone who's very adaptable. This is being confident. This is being ready to stand up for yourself or, fight for what you want. That's the energy you need to have. The Spirit's saying, yes, this is something new. This is out of your comfort zone, but you're meant to be here. So go towards it with more confidence. Recognize that Spirit wouldn't place you on a path that you weren't meant for. That's when you need to lean into that faith and that trust. Recognizing, yeah, I'm not in control of everything, but my soul agreed to go through things before I came here, and everything happens for a reason. So I may not know the reason right here, right now, but I can have faith and trust that this is bigger than me. Bigger picture. All right, we have the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you guys got to check yourself, okay? When it comes to that overthinking, when it comes to giving your power to doubt and fear, Recognize that you have the ability to say, yes, I may be scared, I may be unsure, but that doesn't mean I can't be brave. That doesn't mean I can't keep going forward. All right? Because the Queen of Swords is someone who likes to look at the facts. She doesn't really care about people's emotions like that. So it's not to say don't care about your emotions, but don't let them keep you held back. And recognize that you have a lot more control over how you react and how you respond. Even if you're responding in a way that is uncomfortable, how you choose to act on that, whether you let it keep you held back or you keep it and you move forward with it, that's totally up to you. So recognize your power in that. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, let's shuffle these down a bit. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle. All right, there we go. All right, let's keep it moving and grooving. Let's see what we got. What else for the blockages, fears, things like that. All right, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands. Okay. So I feel like there could be somebody that could give you a lot of love, nurture, guidance, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed right now. This could be a mother figure or just someone who has more of a feminine energy that you really look up to. This could be a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. But yeah, I feel like Spirit's saying, you know, this may feel overwhelming for you. So if that's what you feel, then allow yourself to reach out to people. That could be breaking a comfort zone in and of itself. You could be somebody who likes to figure things out on your own. You don't want to be a burden to anybody. But Spirit's saying you're not a burden. You know, there's people in your life who are wiser, more experienced, older than you for a reason. You're not meant to have all the answers. You're not meant to know how to do everything. So allow yourself to speak to others, rely on others when you need to. Tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, that flipped right out onto it. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's somebody who's going to help you approach things in a different way. Instead of feeling like you have to do it all on your own and, you know, keep your head down and just be focused, somebody's going to give you some good advice, some guidance. This is somebody who may have like started a business themselves or made their passion project into something very lucrative. But essentially what I feel, this is somebody who's going to help you lean into passion, into excitement, and take action from there. Not taking action from feeling like, okay, well, I have to do this and I'll get it done. But it's like, how can you embrace more fun in this journey for yourself? That's what I feel. Like I'm hearing in my mind, all work, no play makes Johnny a dull boy. You know? So it's just how can you bring more fun into this rather than thinking about the details and the specifics and, you know, pushing yourself. There should be more fun, more passion, more excitement. Oh. We have the Ace of Cups that wanted to come out here. So I like that. I feel like the big challenge here is to listen to your heart and recognize that, see, because we have the Seven of Swords, the Five of Pentacles here. Like, yes, there have been some unfair situations that you've gone through. There could have been some financial setbacks, people being manipulative or feeling really alone, whatever. But Spirit's saying you've healed from that. You don't have to carry that anymore, okay? You're allowed to indulge, be excited, and go towards what fills your cup, not just what makes you feel like you're being responsible or doing what you're supposed to do. It's just time to have fun, explore, adventure. That's too many. Okay. All right, we have the High Priestess with the Queen of Cups. Absolutely. So where some of you may have been more used to, listening to your thoughts or putting in that like hard work to feel like you're doing something right, now is the time to listen to your intuition, listen to your emotional fulfillment, listen to what brings you joy and happiness. That's what should be your motivating factor. Okay? It's not about, I want to make sure my mind doesn't race when I do this. So let me just go with what my nervous system or my brain or my ego is trying to tell me. The brain is great. The ego is great. All those things are great. But when you rely on them too much, then when you get out of comfort zones, they don't know how to apply. They don't know how to work with that, right? Because that's not their job. Their job is to keep us safe. And so when you leave a comfort zone, your brain is like, I'm not familiar with this, so I don't know about this. I think we should go back, because that's its job and it's good at its job. But your job as a soul is to know, this may be out of my comfort zone, but I'm going to trust the universe. I'm going to allow myself to embrace this challenge. That's what you're needing to lean into more and more right now. All right, let's get one more card for the little shadow. And then we'll get into the Light Seers Tarot. Light Seer, not Light Worker. Let's get one more shadow. That's too many. And there you go, 10 of Pentacles. So it's letting you know, you lean on that intuition and your emotional fulfillment, you follow your heart, you're going to get what you want. That 10 of Pentacles. Whether that's financial success, familial, feeling abundant, secure, stable, whatever it is that your end goals are, you will have it. But you got to understand it's a balance between listening to your mind, staying in a comfort zone, asking others for help, and allowing yourself to take a leap and listen to your heart and your intuition. Okay? You're meant to leave a comfort zone. You're meant to go towards a new cycle, a new chapter, a new journey. Spirit wants you to know that you have the confidence, the adaptability, the power, the strength to make that happen. There's a part of you that's not used to that. So you're overthinking, maybe self-sabotaging a bit, trying to overcompensate here. But Spirit's saying there's someone you can rely on that will show you the way. And you're also, your heart, your soul, your intuition is showing you the way. And you will have success at the end of that journey. But you have to have the confidence to go after it, okay? Definitely meditation and contemplation is important at this time. That is a beautiful way to kind of just sort through your thoughts and the past experiences that may still be residing within you that make you question and doubt and second guess, okay? Because the specifics of it don't matter right now. It's just a matter of, do you want to go towards this new thing? Does it make you happy? Okay, great. Go towards it. And trust that the universe will show you what you need, bring you the people you need, the situations to have success on that journey. Absolutely. I love it. All right, let's get a little bit of water. Everybody take a sip of water. Let's hydrate. All right, good job, everybody. All right, so let's get into the Light Seers deck. So this is kind of like what all is coming in with this full moon in Sagittarius and just the beautiful things we're accepting, we're, embracing, all that good stuff. So let's talk about it. All right, bottom of the deck, we do have the Five of Swords, the Magician, the Queen of Swords, the Six of Wands. That's what I like to see, okay? This is somebody who said, you know what? It may be uncomfortable for others. It may be uncomfortable for myself, but I'm going to believe in myself. I'm not going to let my fears, my thoughts get the best of me. And through that, I will have success. Absolutely. I love it. And see, we have the Three of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Empress. Yeah, see, with the Ten of Wands. I definitely feel like Spirit is going to bring you the people, the experiences, the mindsets, the energies that will help you succeed at this. Know that it's not going to be just you and yourself. There are other people involved here that are going to assist you. Yeah. Okay, good. I like it. All right, let's get some messages. So Spirit, let's tap in and see what this full moon is bringing in, how to embrace it, the lessons we're going to learn, just the beautiful energy here. Let's talk about it. Ooh, I like what I'm seeing. All right, so we have Justice, Libra energy, and the Sun card, Leo energy. So some of you guys could have L in your name, or someone near you has the L. Maybe you live on a street with L. Anyways, so what's happening here is balance, okay? This is about understanding how to look at the cup half empty and half full. That's what this is bringing in for you. Like, yes, there are times when you need to be more specific. Like when I'm doing my finances and I'm doing like my admin work, like, yeah, I'm going to pay attention to the little details. But whenever I'm just trying to make content, I'm just trying to do a reading, I'm not going to fixate on, okay, what does my background look like? What cards, like, how am I going to set this all up? What spread am I going to do? Like, I just let my cards fly out. You know what I mean? So it's just about understanding when to be specific, when to flow. And that's an important discernment to have, And with the Sun card here, it's just like there's just going to be so much joy and optimism because you're going to learn how to flow. See, like I'm noticing just the open arms, the necklace floating a bit, and just being open to receive whatever it is this beautiful sun wants her to receive. That's the superpower we're learning right now. We're learning, okay, I may not be in control of this, so let me just let it go and let me receive what I meant to receive. Whether it's a lesson, a blessing, a setback, whatever, I'm going to flow with it because I know the universe has my back. I know everything happens for a reason. So I'm completely surrendering to whatever that is. I love it. It's like an empowering surrender, knowing that you're safe to surrender and it's easier to do that, rather than having to force and control everything, recognizing that surrendering, not only is it easier, but it makes things happen faster. I like it. Oh, wow. All these major arcanas, all of them so far. That's huge. Because major arcanas, they are like major moments in life, major events and things like that. So the fact that all of these are major arcana so far tells me that this full moon in Sagittarius is going to be very impactful. Okay. So we have the Hermit with the High Priestess, and then we also have the Hierophant here. So you could be dealing with a Virgo, Pisces, or Taurus. Have that in your chart. But yeah, I mean, all of this is about really, especially these two. It's about trusting your intuition, going within for that guidance. And see, you've got the light and the dark here. You've got the light and the dark. And understanding that we learned from it all. All of that is us, It's not about judging yourself for wanting to be someone that holds on to the specifics, but understanding like, okay, there's a part of me that needs that. So let me sit with that part of me and let it know that it's safe. See why it needs to respond in that way. I just feel like this is a moment where we can really trust ourselves. And I like that both of these people, this guy too, like it's like they're all in meditation, That's going to be our superpower right now, is meditating on things and allowing spirit, our heart, our soul to guide us at this time. Because we are safe to let those things guide us. They're going to lead you to happiness and enlightenment here. So be open to it. Yeah. I just feel like we're tapping into our inner worlds a lot more with a lot more ease, receiving that guidance, and then moving forward. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, what else do we got going on? Okay, I like that. That's cool. So super cool. We have the Three of Wands, which is what we started with in the glow in the dark deck, in the World card. So earlier we have the Three of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune, letting us know like it is fate, it is destiny, you're meant to go towards this new beginning. And here we have it with the World card, showing us that there will be a successful completion here. This cycle is going to be beautiful. You're going to get it figured out. It's going to work out for you. But your job right here, right now, is to take that first step, is to go towards that new horizon and trust that the universe will show up for you. You're going to be successful. You just have to believe in that. Really, at the end of the day, that's what this is saying for me. It's all going to work out. Don't worry so much about the who, what, when, where, how, and why. That's not your job. Your job is to lean into faith, lean into trust. Listen to your intuition, meditate. Because you're going to get somewhere so beautiful by listening to that part of you and surrendering the parts of you that feel like they need to control and be in the driver's seat to have that success. And usually, like I said earlier, doing that is what delays it even more, right? Because our brains can't possibly fathom the workings of the universe. You know, that's just too much for our human self, because we're still on earth. We still, have bills to pay, jobs to go to, day-to-day things. So we can't always be thinking in those complex ways. So surrender the need to have it all figured out and learn how to lean into faith. All right. Okay. All right, we have the Five of Wands, Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah. So a big part of the overthinking and the fear is wondering if what you're doing is enough. Okay. With the Eight of Pentacles, there's a goal, something you're working on. All right. For me, it's my business. For others, it could be a spiritual journey. It could be going towards your purpose, getting a new house, moving, whatever. It doesn't matter what that specific thing is. But with the Two of Pentacles, Five of Wands, you're always asking yourself, okay, did I study enough? Did I work hard enough? Did I learn enough today? Did I show up how I was supposed to? Is there more I could do? That line of questioning is what needs to be released. Okay, because even if you did nothing today, that's perfect, right? You have to have more faith that the universe is helping you. This makes me think of a book I'm reading right now, The Book of Secrets by Deepak Chopra. And one of the things that I read in there that was really impactful for me was that there are no right or wrong decisions. Okay. The reason for that is because the universe is supporting us no matter what we do. The universe loves us no matter who we are or what we decide to do with our day or our life, So take away that pressure. Take away the thought of, okay, let me show up, but is it enough? Am I showing up correctly? Am I, doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Is there more I'm supposed to do? If there was more you're supposed to do, you would be doing it. You know what I mean? Know that it's not all on you. You are co-creating with the universe. Your soul agreed to go through a lot of stuff before you came here. So don't put so much pressure on yourself about, is this the right way? Could I be doing more? What else should I be doing? Let that go. Because you're showing up, right? That's all that matters, is that you're showing up. You're making the thing happen for yourself. That's all that matters. All right, Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Because with the Knight of Pentacles here, Spirit's letting you know this is going to be a slow burn. And this makes me think of that Pitbull video I saw. And he was saying, like, nowadays, especially with social media and all that stuff, people going viral, whatever, it makes it look like it should be instant. And he said, the longer it takes, the longer you're going to be up there. So don't be in a rush to, be the number one person at whatever it is you want to do. Allow it to be a slow burn. Allow it to slowly unfold. I love a slow burn because it allows you, because like being flung into something, like I could only imagine if I were, just a person and I went viral real quick and I had to be flung into like being an influencer or like whatever, or celebrity or whatever. Like that's overwhelming, I'd imagine. You know, you got all these people knowing you, all these people wanting to talk to you, do interviews with you, people hating on you, people looking up your life and your like all of that is way too much. So having a slow adjustment, ease into something like that is perfect. You know what I mean? Like this is gonna be inappropriate, but I'm gonna say it because I feel it. Like this is like foreplay. You know what I'm saying? Let it unfold. Enjoy yourself. You know, why be in a rush? Just chill, have fun, be present. Okay, because at the end of the day, you're gonna get where you want to be. Your hard work will pay off. But there's a big part of you that just likes to be in that little head of yours. You got to lean into faith. You got to surrender. You got to meditate on some things. Quiet your mind, listen to your soul. Okay. And definitely, like where I'm at, it's getting sunny. I mean, it's been sunny. We're in June, but I definitely enjoy spending some morning time just sitting in the sun. And I'll just sit quietly, meditate, connect with nature. That's a great way for me to start my day. So maybe if you guys don't actually like to meditate, which you should get into that if you're not, but sitting outside, just grounding is a great way to get this energy flowing too. So yeah, just have fun. Just have fun right now. That's what I would worry about. I'd worry about what's my energy going into something. If it's overthinking and a little chaotic, let me take a step back. Okay? And then just tap into the part of you that is here just to experience, just to have fun. You know? There's no good or bad, right or wrong. Just show up. Let the universe guide you and show you what you need to know. All right. Okay, we're going to pull just a few more oracle cards just to close it out. But if this resonated for you, let me know with a like, a comment. Definitely subscribe. And I have my website linked down below, avianasascension.com. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, whenever I do a new moon or full moon reading, I always pair it with a ritual that I share to the newsletter. So if you want to start getting rituals, meditations that go along with the full moon or new moon, definitely sign up for that newsletter. Okay. All right, but let's get some messages to close out for the collective for this full moon in Sagittarius, please and thank you. All right, so we say, hold your vision, fixed moon, don't let your past hold you back, South Node. Your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus, and then surrender to the divine, full moon. This is like my favorite card. And we're literally in a full moon, so surrender. So yeah, I feel like with your dreams need a practical plan, this is like the outdated ideal that a lot of y'all are carrying right now. You know, like, yes, of course, like I said, when I'm doing my finances, when I'm doing my admin work, when I'm doing my newsletter and stuff like that, I do focus on the details. But overall, I have no idea how I'm going to get where I want to get. I don't have, yes, I have tarot cards and all that stuff, but truly, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have someone telling me, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is like, there's not a book on Aviana's ascension and this is the plan. You know what I mean? And honestly, I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I have my spiritual work as a career because it forces me to take my own advice and to be like, you know what, let me surrender. Let me take a step back. I need to meditate on this, you know, because if I didn't do things like that, I wouldn't be able to do this work. So for that, I'm grateful. Okay, but know that a big part of what you need to focus on right now is surrendering and just letting things unfold. Okay, you are very strong. You're going to get where you want to get, but you got to get out of your way to get there. That's what Spirit's saying. All right, don't let your past hold you back and hold your vision, especially with hold your vision, okay? They're saying have faith in your dreams, hold your vision, but also surrender. They're not saying you need to rethink this isn't a good idea. They're saying it's going to work, just relax. I mean, hey, I'm preaching to the choir. One thing about me, I'm an overthinker too. And I like to, you know, make sure all of my T's are crossed, I's are dotted. But sometimes that shoots yourself in the foot. So don't let your past hold you back. Sometimes whenever, just depending on how we grow up and situations we experience, sometimes we realize, okay, being really over prepared has kept me safe. And that is probably true for a lot of you. But there are moments in time whenever there's certain narratives and beliefs that we're holding on to that are keeping us stuck. Recognize that you're safe whether you're prepared or not. Recognize you're enough whether you show up 100% or show up 0%. The universe is still going to love you and support you no matter what. A lot of the times we have relationships and experiences where we have to prove our worth, but the universe isn't like that. The universe is the most unconditionally loving thing in the world. If it wasn't, the humans would have been wiped out a long time ago, because look at how we treat the earth. You know what I mean? The universe would have been like, y'all are done over here. You know what I mean? So the fact that there hasn't been some sort of horrible apocalyptic thing that wiped out all humans right now is proof enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So understand that while you may have had to prove your worth and kept yourself safe in past experiences, you don't have to do that with the universe. The universe is always going to support you, is always going to love you. All right, and so do I. So that is our full moon in Sagittarius reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if this resonated, let me know with a like, a comment. Definitely subscribe, share this reading with one of your friends. Watch it before you do some sort of ritual for the full moon, whatever feels right for you. But thank you guys for watching. If you would like a personal reading or an alchemy healing ceremony, that's where we turn your pain into power, you can go to my website to book one of those sessions, and that's also where you can get more content. I've got some art on there I'm selling now, and if you want to sign up for the newsletter, it's there too. I also have all my social media down below if you want more content in another fun way. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Happy full moon. I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye.